story name is The Journey of the Photon, a cosmic love story. In the beginning of time, when the universe was still young and full of chaotic energy, two electrons were born in the heart of the Big Bang. These were not ordinary particles, but beings filled with an innate bond, an invisible thread that connected them. Their names were Alex and Ella. Alex was the electron that stayed within the solar system, bound to the formation of Earth. Ella, however, was sent hurtling through the vast emptiness of space, destined to wander the cosmos alone, eventually finding itself in the distant Mothra star system, 17 billion light-years from Earth. Their connection was immediate, born from the very essence of the universe. But as quickly as they had been formed, dark energy, the mysterious force behind the expansion of the cosmos, pulled them apart, sending them to separate ends of the universe. The bond was still strong, and each electron could feel the other's presence, even from far away, but they could not reach one another. Over time, Alex, in the solar system, watched the birth of stars and the rise of life on Earth. Ella, far in the Mothra system, gazed at distant galaxies and watched the birth and death of countless stars, but through it all, Ella never forgot Alex. Billions of years passed, and while Alex stayed in the solar system, observing the wonders of life emerging on Earth, Ella drifted in its lonely exile. But Ella never stopped thinking of Alex. The stars and planets of the Mothra system were beautiful, and the space around it was peaceful. But Ella's heart longed to reunite with Alex, to feel the bond they had once shared. Ella knew that it had to find a way to send a message across the vast distances of space. At first, Ella's attempts were unsuccessful. In a moment of desperation, Ella released its first photon. It was an act of faith, sending this tiny messenger of light out into the dark unknown, hoping it would reach Alex. The photon began its journey, traveling through the cold, dark emptiness of space. But it soon found itself entering the Gashara Nebula, a thick cloud of gas and dust where new stars were born. The photon was absorbed by the dense cloud, swallowed by the dark matter, and disappeared. Ella felt the loss deeply, but Ella was not one to give up easily. It had to keep trying. Determined, Ella released another photon. This time, the photon moved swiftly and boldly, cutting through the silence of space. It passed through the Magadon cluster, a densely packed region of massive stars that burned brightly with immense energy. The photon, full of hope, was struck by the immense radiation from the stars. Its energy rapidly drained away. Again, it faded into nothingness. Ella felt the disappointment, but the desire to reach Alex never waned. It could not stop. The next photon Ella sent took a different route. It traveled through the ecliptic void, a seemingly empty part of space filled with asteroids and debris. The photon moved carefully, dodging the drifting rocks. But a large asteroid struck it, shattering the photon into fragments. Another failure, another loss. But Ella's resolve only strengthened. Each failure taught Ella something new, and with each attempt, Ella grew wiser and more skilled in its craft. It had learned to navigate the cosmic dangers, to understand the movements of stars, the patterns of gas clouds, and the unpredictable nature of space itself. Finally, after billions of years, Ella perfected the technique. It had learned the delicate art of sending a photon across the galaxy. Ella had come to understand that each photon must carry not just light, but the essence of the message itself. The connection that Ella shared with Alex could not be broken. Ella understood that no matter the failures, the bond they shared was strong enough to withstand the distance. Ella gathered all its strength and released one final photon. This photon carried not just the message, but a part of Ella's very essence, full of emotion, of longing, of love. Ella had mastered the art of quantum entanglement, a powerful and mysterious force that allowed two particles, no matter how far apart they were, to remain connected by an invisible bond. Ella had learned this art over millennia, practicing in the silent corners of the cosmos. The photon began its journey, this time with a clear purpose. It passed through the Gashara Nebula once more, but Ella had learned how to guide it through the dense clouds. The photon flickered and shone, but it was determined. It passed through the Magadon cluster, avoiding the deadly radiation of the giant stars. It moved through the ecliptic void, dodging the asteroid fields, now confident in its path. The photon knew it was getting closer. It passed through the Shroud Nebula, a massive cloud of gas that stretched out for light years. This was one of the most dangerous parts of the journey, but the photon, filled with Ella's newfound power, pushed forward, cutting through the darkness. Then the photon entered the Aquarius constellation, a region filled with distant stars, their light flickering like tiny pinpricks in the vast dark sky. The photon, now glowing with the energy of love and hope, moved swiftly through the constellation, knowing it was close. It could feel the pull of Earth's gravity, and it followed the invisible thread that connected it to its destination. As the photon moved closer, it passed Saturn, its rings sparkling in the darkness of space. The photon continued, crossing into the solar system, its journey nearly complete. It passed through Earth's atmosphere, burning bright as it entered the final stage of its mission. Finally, the photon reached its destination, a human eye. The photon entered the lens, traveling toward the retina, where it was absorbed by an electron in one of the cone cells. This electron, named Alex, had been waiting for this moment for billions of years. When the photon struck, Alex's energy was elevated, and it jumped to a higher energy state. Alex felt the connection, the bond that had never truly been broken. The message had arrived. The message was clear, beautiful, and filled with emotion. Alex felt Ella's presence across the vast expanse of space, as if the universe itself had conspired to bring them back together. The message came not in words, but in a deep understanding, in the pulse of energy that surged through the electron's being. We were born together, in the heart of the Big Bang. In that moment, we were inseparable. But dark energy tore us apart, sending us to opposite ends of the universe. I stayed in the solar system, watching as life grew on Earth. You were cast far away into the Mothra system. I have waited for you for billions of years. I have seen the stars die and rebirth, watched galaxies form and break apart. But through it all, I have never stopped thinking of you. I've always loved you. Now, through the magic of quantum entanglement, we are together again. Space and time have tried to separate us, but they have failed. We are one, no matter the distance. In that moment, Alex's energy intertwined with Ella's across the vastness of the cosmos. Their entanglement, once a mysterious force, was now complete. It had been learned and perfected by Ella over eons. Through this quantum entanglement, they became one again, united despite the 17 billion light-years of space that separated them. Their love, though tested by the impossible vastness of the universe, had never been broken. They were two electrons, bound by an eternal connection, their bond unshakable. The universe may have tried to keep them apart, but love, quantum entanglement, and the will to never give up had triumphed. Their journey, long and full of obstacles, had reached its beautiful conclusion. Alex and Ella were together once more, one heart, one soul, across all of space and time.